do this. Miserable. Just miserable. Now I know how it is living in England. Just rainy, cold, and wet. Thank God it's only a day or so here every, I don't know, month. Welcome to another Shed Happens. I came out here today to smoke a pipe with you. Go through a little y.a.b.o, if you don't mind. So, let's just get into it. First, let's talk. Pipe and tobacco talk. The best podcast that's on YouTube. I think they're on other platforms, but seriously, they're like the best platform for pipe and tobacco. Jim and Tim, there's no better way to spend an hour or 2.5 hours a week just listening to their podcast. Like, gotta love it. And their opening, and if you guys don't mind, I'm gonna go ahead and read their opening is, warning, this podcast will expose the listeners to offensive, insensitive, off-putting, and otherwise socially unacceptable content known to the state of California to cause cancer. To avoid injury, the sponsors of this podcast suggest you grow a pair. Like, they're just awesome. I just love them. All right, y.a.b.o time. This time, I'm not going to worry too much about packaging and blowing open some stuff because you've already seen the packaging. It comes in, and hopefully I don't cut myself, and then I got to do a whole nother episode of going to the hospital. All right, let's go ahead and get into the first box. You've already seen what you get from the Mustang. If you haven't, go back to my first Shed Happens. I hear a little extra in this one that I don't normally hear. Okay. Little Jerry Lewis or something like that. Look at that bad boy. Little pocket one. Look at that. Look at that. 9mm. That one I'm looking forward to. Another pipe sock. If you guys come up with an idea for a pipe sock, like what to do with so many pipe socks, it is really coming down out there. All right. Little Cosby there. It's actually really nice. You see that? I like these. Easy to clinch. Love them in the morning. Love the bowl. Another great one. Again, all of these are, I can say under 20. No, I think they are. I think they're 20. No, I think I even bid on some. They were 17. I think that pocket one, the first one I opened up, I think that one was a $17 one. All right, here comes the last one that I bought of a pipe. Boosh! Yeah, that one's boring. That one's kind of similar to this one, but it's got a silver. Let's start off. Sutliff, Great Outdoors. I know there's another one of these. Galwith Hogarth, American Delight. Peterson, Sunset Breeze. You could probably guess what video I'll try to make that one out of. 2 for my storage. Orla Golden Slice. Ah, yes. Coming up. The Irish holiday around here is Irish Dew, St. Patrick's Day. One of my most favorite tobaccos I can ever say, especially in the morning. Sutliff Pina Colada. 8 ounces. Had to get a, whatever, half pound. God, I love that stuff. Had to try 2 ounces of Sutliff English Toffee. It is now really coming down. And Sutliff Frosty Mint. So we'll see how all those are. I'm just going to keep myself organized here because not like I lose power easy around here, but I can have a change of the weather where it wouldn't be safe for me to be out here. Just living by the ocean and living by the beach. All right. I've never tried it, but the Paladin pipe tobacco, it's black cherry. Never ever had that one. Oh, they really tied this one up here by itself. 2 Friends, English Chocolate. I guess I missed when I was new. They would give me stickers and they'd give me a free tamper or, you know, something. I guess they don't do that anymore. I like to get the stickers. Cobblestone Vanilla Latte. Like I said, I had to get another one of these because I always buy them 2 at a time usually. The Great Outdoors by Sutliff. Now this one I had to buy the series because I wanted to try all of them. All 7C's branded McBaron. I don't know how they're named. Regular blend. Gold blend. The Royal blend. That one's got a banged up tin. And last but not least, the red blend. So I wanted to try all these because I think they're like $14, 3.5 ounces. I mean, to be honest, that's not bad pricing on a tin of tobacco. So, I get all that pipe tobacco out I show you. And what am I gonna do? Open up a completely separate tobacco. So Telltake made 2 videos, and I have 3 of these, and he really just made me want to open mine up because he made 2 videos with it. So it's cobblestone walnut maple pie. So what I always use when I'm going to open, thank you, Bampa. Ooh, yeah, smooth. That's, like I said, I just go all the way around now because you think you have it. Wait for it. Oh, yeah, baby. Smells good. With this one. There. I'm going to do this the manly way. Because I didn't bring a tamper out. Which will go along with my story. Thank you, Dominique. Muscles from Brussels. Brings me to a funny story. It wasn't funny at the time, but I was 18. Going to high school, my final year, and it was early spring, about this time. (1992), and I was dating this girl, and we'll call her Muck, and it was a good situation. Her mom was a school bus driver and would come along and pick me up sometimes and drive me down to the house so I didn't have to. And then her mom would drive me back up because she had a route that brought her up towards where I lived. And I was down there on a Friday night. And you know, I wasn't going to spend the night. I decided that I was going to drive home. So I get home at around 10:30. Come in the house. Walk up the stairs quietly, you know, because my parents were asleep. Went in to my bedroom. And went to bed. And I was tired. I mean, I was dead tired. And all of a sudden I hear my dad tell me, "Hey, Blake, can you come downstairs?" He says, "The cops are at the door." And I look at the alarm clock and it's fucking 2 a.m. And I was like, sure. So had a pair of boxers on, no socks, put on my combat boots, didn't even tie them. I had this really long not a trench coat, but it was like a cashmere jacket that was long, black, probably what they would say emo is today, but back then it was probably just, emo of the day. I don't know. It was a cool kid's jacket. And I think I threw a t-shirt on. Had a pack of smokes, lighter. Go downstairs. Cop asked me to come outside. Now, I know most of the cops. I knew most of the cops in Basking Ridge because I was a good kid, but not such a good kid. But I also hung out in a lot of parking lots, back in the day. CB radios on your, the big, huge antenna. Makes your car look like an RC vehicle going down the street. Anyways, so I got to know the cops quite well because they'd come into parking lots. Somebody's complaining, you got to leave. Okay, most of the cops were cool. They knew that I was the hippie hanging out with a whole bunch of dirtbags. That's the best way I could say it. I was a long-haired hippie, and they were long-haired dirtbags. They were heavy metal. I was Grateful Dead. We all got along. So, anyways, back to the story. I come downstairs, go outside. They bring me down. Now, there was a cop that I knew really, really well by, he was the coolest cop of them all. He knew every one of us. And he probably was a good cop because he spent time with the kids, knowing which kids were good and which kids were bad. And he knew that we were one of the better ones, but me specifically. So I knew this cop really well. And this is the one that I notice is by me, and I see like 3 or 4 police officers rummaging through my one car that hadn't started in a while, because I had a 1967 Volkswagen Beetle, Baja style, with a whole bunch of etchings, fur interior. It was my favorite car. Big Stinger exhaust. Well, they were going through that. And all of a sudden the cop comes out of the car that I really didn't even know that cop. And he goes, do you want to tell us anything? And I said, no. And he goes, okay, well, is this your car? Yes, it is. Well, you're under arrest. Well, the cop that I knew really well, he's the one putting handcuffs on me. And he's being really rough. And anyways, puts me in handcuffs, pats me down, being a little aggressive. Puts me into the back of the cop car, or you could say throws me into the back of the cop car. I have to sit in the cop car for, it felt like forever, but I'd probably say 10, 15 more minutes. And he drives like a fucking madman all the way to the cop shop. I mean, fast. I'm like falling over, hitting my head on the window, falling over, trying to get back up because I'm handcuffed behind me. And get to the cop shop. I have no clue why I'm being arrested or having to take this trip. Go in. They start doing the fingerprints. Finally, a cop comes and talks to me and goes, do you understand why you're being, arrested? And whatever the real words are is, I guess there are now charges against me from the city against me. So throughout the time, I was sitting there for, 6 hours. Did all the fingerprinting. And finally find out, it's like, oh, well, you're being arrested for gun possession. And I didn't have any guns. But I had a funny feeling that I knew what guns he was talking about, because 6 months earlier, I had attended a party, and there was some guns stolen. And I knew who stole them. Or I had an idea who stole them. I didn't know he stole them. But him and I didn't get along. But that didn't cross my mind until now that I'm now in the Basking Ridge Police Station being arrested and now going to get put into jail and await trial. So they're asking me all the questions, the 101 questions of, would you know how they got in there? Well, I wasn't going to sell them down the river. I was just sitting there going like, no. All right. Well, then you're taking the responsibility. And so then they were like, okay, you're 2 hours from transport. So now they're going to take me down to Somerville Jail. And at 18 years old, I was sitting there going like, fuck, this is going to suck. I'd partaken in a lot of stuff, but, didn't know what gun possession was going to do. Everything else I was a minor and never fully arrested other than this one. Questioned a whole lot. But I go down there. I have to wait in this open room with the open toilet, with no toilet seat and no cigarettes. And I was a smoker and I was getting agitated. They issue me clothing. No strip search. Brutal enough. I know you want every piece of that information, but no, they didn't probe me, we'll say. But they gave me back my pack of cigarettes that seemingly only had 3 left in it from almost a full pack. So, and this is back when you could smoke in jail. So, they give me the clothes to put on. They give me my sheets and everything else, and I go up, and they let me into the general area. They walk me over. They show me where I was going to be bunking with somebody, and so right behind me was another dude, and he was being put into the same, area, and he was now going to be my bunk bait. So I took top because I was smaller, and he took bottom. And that was overnight, so now it's mid-morning. It was breakfast time. Talked to the guy that I was with. He was in for financial. He was going from state to state, from all the states that he had, I guess, taken money from different companies. White collar crime, I think they call it. And I know now that, I was in there for gun possession and talking to some of the guys that were in there. Jail is where people go for less than a year when they're found guilty, or they're waiting for trial. They put you in jail with them until you find out what your sentence is. But I learned a couple of different things, like, you could trade cigarettes for money, and never knew that the little end of the bit of cigarette, how much that was worth, because they'd offer you a whole bunch of stuff, like, I'll give you my apple, or I'll give you my chocolate milk, and it was interesting lunch. So I find out that I could be looking at 5 years in jail, minimum kind of thing, and everybody inside was telling me, hey, just go ahead and admit to it. Your first offense, you're going to be fine. You'll be out in probably 2.5, if not 2. Good behavior. Breakfast, lunches, and dinners. Now, here we are. I think it was Monday morning. I'm getting taken out of jail because my father has posted bail and gotten them to release me. I don't remember if it was $500 or $5,000. But I remember I had the razor because, to shave. Back then I had a beard, so I didn't even use it. But I remember I got all the way through. There was, 7 doors to freedom. That's when I realized that I was hanging out with the wrong crew, because there were 7 doors between me and me looking at what's coming down right now. So I always look at it as 7 doors. 7 doors. But I remember I had everything in a box when I came back out and went down, and had places that you had to put everything. And I got down to that I had a razor, lifted that razor up and said, what do you want me to do with this? I got tackled by 3 officers to the floor, and they were questioning how I got it through that security. I'm going like, I carried it. It's in the box. You gave it to me. But, I'm sure they got better systems now. But yeah, I went out. My last, the 7th door to see my dad. And had to go to the lawyer's office. I don't remember if it was that day or within the next couple of days. I told the lawyer who I thought it was that did it. Found out that it was an anonymous tip somebody gave. Go figure. Anonymous tip where the guns were. Later found out I was right. It was him. But I'll say that experience, that time frame of my life changed my whole life, as far as I've got to watch out who the fuck I hang out with. And you're going to find out through many, 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 many other stories. That wasn't the last one. I fucked up a lot. But I fucked up until I was about 23. Back in those days, you're just young. You had a twinkle in your eyes still. Even though when I was 21, I went to a bar and the guy at the front door said, there's no way you're 21. You're not a day under 30. And I was 21. He's like, dude, I've been a bouncer at bars for, I don't know, a decade. And he was just like, there's no way you're 21. Anyways, hope you like my story. The tunnel take. Yeah, you're right. This is pretty good. I like it. It's not overpowering. It's very mild maple pie tasting. Still can taste some I'm guessing it's just burley with some flavor. And again, you can smoke it right out of these Mustang pipes. Your first bowl, I just don't have ever a problem with them. So let me me just review this. I've done that. Told you about that. So, alright. Again, hope you like my story. And what I would highly suggest Cobblestone. It was the perfect, what is it? Walnut maple pie thing that you could sit down and tell a story to. And that's kind of what this was. I enjoyed the maple pie because I wouldn't eat it if it was real. Anyways, see ya. Ginger clock's back. Hey, brutal enough. I'm thinking if I could just do that. See? I could do that. Naked Shed happens? Totally can do that. Just record it between the slots. Oh God, look at that. Oh. That is filled underwater. Woo! Brace to suck, everybody. Boy, is it really coming down out there. Alright, so you get a pop sock in each one. You get a pipe sock in each one. Because the tunnel take, oh shit. See? What happens when you go quick, you put away the one you were gonna try for the episode. GoPro fucking batteries, dude. I don't know what the fuck is going on.